Let's get into what we're getting into first. Let's get into this Will Smith situation. Get to this Will Smith situation, man. So, Will Smith, probably one of the greatest black actors ever, right? Entertainers, things of that nature. But in a recent Instagram post, Will Smith, the man, the myth, the legend himself, he posted something today, some cryptic message, right? So we're gonna jump into the what ifs of his cryptic, his matrix cryptic message. You know what I mean? In that message, he posted in 1997, the Wachowskis offered Will Smith the role of Neo in the Matrix. Smith turned it down. He chose Wild Wild West instead, believing it was a better fit for him at that time. But the question remains, what would the Matrix have been like with Will Smith as Neo? What would have been like with Will Smith as Neo, man? Now let's consider why Will Smith turned that role down. At the time, he had just completed Independence Day and was hesitant to become typecast in these science fiction roles. Like, I guess he just didn't want to do the stuff. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to do it. So that decision led to speculation about how the Matrix might have differed with Smith as the lead. You know what I'm saying? After he turned that role down, a lot of people speculated how that would have differed with Smith as the lead. I don't know. Would he have been a dope Neo? I really couldn't tell you. Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? But for those who don't know, if you never saw The Matrix, let's check in real quick.
Whoa. Have you ever had a dream, Neo, that you...
Now, hopefully y'all have seen this movie, because I know they're gonna hit me with a copyright strike, so I'm gonna pause it there. Neo from The Matrix was played by Keanu Reeves. He ended up being the one. The Matrix went on to be, fantabulous film, right? But could he have brought, what type of energy, what type of charisma could Will Smith, Big Willie style, have brought to Neo, right? Could he have brought, because Keanu came the way he came, what would Will, especially back then, right? This is like I said earlier, this is not Wild Wild West. I'm sorry. This is Independence Day Will Smith. This is fresh off the back of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Will Smith. What is he bringing? What is Cuz bringing? What would the homie Will Smith bring to the role of Neo? It would have had to take a whole totally different tone, right? It would have, the dynamic between Neo and Morpheus would have been totally different. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would have really happened with that? That's what I kind of want to ponder. Like, what would have really happened? I think it would have been dope. I think it would have been dope, but I don't know if it would have went on to become what it became. I don't know if the Matrix would have just, you know what I'm saying? I think Keanu put that time in. I don't know if Will would have put the time, especially back then. I don't know if Will puts the time in to learn the martial arts, the kung fu, all this, that, and the third. I don't know if he does that. I really don't know. I don't know if we could have had him as the one with Morpheus. You know what I'm saying? Who would would Trinity still have been played by can't think of her name right now. Right on tip of my tongue, but you know what I'm saying? Would that have flown? Would that have, especially back then, would that have flown? I don't know. I really don't know. That's something we would just have to
you were so
ponder.
sure was real.
I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it is.
What if you
It's
were
good
unable
to
to
really
wake from
think
that
about.
dream? How would you know the difference?
And the Matrix was ahead of its time, man. Like the Matrix, when the Matrix dropped, it became the gold standard for sci-fi movies everywhere, right? It became the gold. When I say the gold standard, that's what I mean. The gold standard for movies everywhere. You know? So I don't know.
Between
I really don't know
the
what have happened. Really don't know. But we know what came after that, since once he turned that down, you know, he explained his reasoning for turning that movie down. He mentioned that the Wachowskis' pitch didn't resonate with him at the time. What they pitched to him just wasn't good. That's what he said. He said he couldn't get jiggy with that shit, I guess. You know, and that's his prerogative. But I think it went on to change, and I think this might have been his first flop. Would the next move been his first flop? Because I think he had, after turning that down, I think he did Men in Black, if I remember correctly. Then he did Wild Wild West, right? The impact of Wild Wild West on it was a box office disappointment, right? And if I'm remembering correctly, this might have changed the way he started taking roles after Wild Wild West. You know what I'm saying? And maybe he started thinking, especially after the Matrix went on to do crazy numbers, he probably was looking like, damn, I could have been over there with that. I could have been over there with that. So who knows what would have been if he would have stayed on with the Matrix. Who knows? I don't know. We don't know. For the Wild Wild
There was
West.
a Secret Service. Before there was a CIA. Before there was an FBI. There was
West. Jim West.
But behind every great man is a
we ain't
beautiful
gonna play it too much. Not too much on Will. Not too much on that. But yeah, what would have happened, you know, if he didn't do this movie? And this movie was not all that. It really wasn't. It really was not all that, you know. But he did it. What would happen? What do y'all think would have happened? You know, what do y'all think would happen? Now back to this Instagram post, right? It sparked rumors about maybe him being in a new Matrix, in a new film, or maybe he could be collaborating on something that's Matrix adjacent, a spinoff, something, right? Or is it just, you know, he could have been dropping, he could have did that and just been reminiscing, saying, hey, because, you know, Will Smith be playing online, he be on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? He be on Twitter, he does these things. He really learned how to use social media in the best way possible, you know? And maybe this is just one of those things where he's reminiscing about the what ifs, the what could have been, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, you know, a past decision. But as we think about these questions, it's evident how critical roles are for these actors in their careers, right? When we think of people turning down certain roles and then said movie goes on to be a giant, a phenomenon, a cultural impact. And we think about how these single decisions lead to, you know, different paths for these actors, not only in the journey, but also the cultural impact of said actor, right? Think of Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves had been doing films before. I knew him from Bill and Ted, Point Break. But that Matrix, though, that changed the game for Keanu Reeves. It changed the game. Not only for Keanu Reeves, it changed the game for Hollywood. That Matrix, though, come on, cuz that shit changed the game for real, for real. Bullet time or whatever they was calling it. Every film that came out after that had a bullet time scene in it. The slow motion joint. Everyone. Y'all let me know what y'all think about old Willie, Big Will. Will Smith, you know what I'm saying? He one of the greatest actors of our time. One of the greatest entertainers. He just overall, dope with what he does. So I gotta give him that. I gotta give it up for that. But y'all let me know. How do y'all feel about him not taking on the role of Neo in the Matrix? Do you think it was for the better? Do you think it was for the worse? Let me know. Let me know what y'all think.